Hey guys, Tom here from Velocity. Welcome back to the YouTube channel and of course the Velocity showroom here in Pensacola, Florida. Today we're walking around this first generation Resto Mod Bronco, the latest build by the guys here at Velocity. I'm excited to walk you around it as if you were standing here in the showroom with me. Let's get into it. So this paint color, let's start there. This is called Ford Shadow Black, and actually it was a black that was introduced by Ford in around 2015. It is a super deep gloss black, so there's no metallic in here at all, but it does say that it has a slight blue pearl underneath it. Do you know what? I can't see it quite yet. To me, it just looks very, very deep gloss black, but maybe as I look around it a bit more, it might come to me. There's definitely something about it anyway. It's a super clean finish. And if you know anything about painting vehicles, painting cars, it is very difficult to paint true blacks. It's probably the hardest color to paint because it does show all of the imperfections. And I have to say, the guys here have done amazingly well. There is a mirror finish on this vehicle. I can really see myself in it. So it looks brilliant. And of course, what's better than really like just a classic black truck or car? I think almost all of the vehicles I've personally owned have been black. I just love the look of them. They're super clean, really, really easy to look at. They never offend anybody. Everybody loves a black car or a black truck. So Ford Shadow Black for the paint color on this one. Front end of this vehicle, a couple of things to quickly touch on. It is a true first generation Ford Bronco, so it does carry the look and the grille of a Gen 1 Bronco, but some subtle differences. You do have chrome front bumpers on the front here, very OE looking, as well as chrome headlight surrounds. You do also have chrome on the grille badging as well, F-O-R-D of course. The gel inserts in this one are red, as is the side badging, which we'll come onto in a second. There are actually a couple of different versions. You can do these blacked out, you can do them with blue inserts or red inserts, and there's a dark red insert as well. My personal preference on an all black truck is these red ones. They just look great. They add a little bit of tonality to an otherwise silver and black vehicle. The headlights on this one are Holley Retro Bright LED headlights, so they look like an old school halogen lamp, but they are in fact a brand new piece of technology. Old school look, new technology with the LEDs, so they're super bright, very reliable, they last a long time, all good stuff. As we walk down the side of this vehicle, I am starting to maybe notice a little bit, very, very subtle, of that blue undertone. So maybe by the end of the video, I'll have decided it is in there. But for now, let's talk about the chrome details along the side of the vehicle. We'll start with these wheels. These are our very popular bullet hole style wheel. Almost all of the Signature Series Broncos get them. And in fact, a lot of the other Signature Series Ford products, F-250s, F-150s, etc., get them as well. They just look very classic. They're a really high quality part and they just fit the bill. So the bullet hole style wheels on this one finished in chrome. Also in chrome on this vehicle is the Ford Sport Bronco badging. I mentioned for the grille letters we did the red insert, and you can see here where the horse is. We also kept it red. That red matches. It just gives that little bit more detail going through the truck. For side mirrors, we've got the OEM style chrome mirrors. They look very classic, but of course a brand new part, and it's the same with the door handle here as well. OE style door handle finished in chrome. All of these elements of chrome just give a little bit of extra layer of detail, a bit of a pop against that black backdrop, which is nice. You do have a 4-point roll cage in this one, so fully structural roll cage. It does work. It is a safety feature, not just for aesthetics. This is the 4-point option. You can do the 6-point option if you wanted to. And in fact, if that was something that was important to you, if you had kids and you wanted this vehicle but wanted us to refit a 6-point cage, that is something that you can do here. So this is kind of a blank canvas, not entirely blank. We can't repaint the truck, but you could change this truck a little bit if you wanted to drive it home and make it a little bit customized for yourself. 6-point cage being one of those options. For now though, with a 4-point cage, you get this bikini top, and it's a black top finish just to match the rest of the truck. Looks ace and is very functional as well. We'll talk about that when we get onto the interior. Come to the back of the vehicle then, and very similar to the front, it's clean with a couple of extra details to point out. The first is going to be this rear chrome bumper that matches that front chrome bumper that we talked about at the start of the video. You do have LED lights as well at the back here, so for your indicators, your side marker lights, your brake lights, all of that assembly is LED too, which is nice. You have a chrome tailgate handle as well as the chrome license plate holder is nice as well. And then let me drop down the tailgate here so you can take a quick look at the load area. You do have Raptor lining on the entire underside of this vehicle. Obviously it's a black truck, so we finished it in black, but this gives you protection. It's noise, vibration, heat proofing, as well as just stop scratches. So when you're pulling stuff in the back of the vehicle, you just want to throw stuff up there for storage, whether that be a set of golf clubs or beach chairs or things like that, you don't have to worry about scratching anything because you've got that protection. Let's take a look at the interior now. And of course, being a black truck, we kept it simple. It does have a black interior inside. And in fact, the classic stitch that we went for on this vehicle really just brings the whole kind of theme of this truck together. Let's start by walking through the door panel. This is a black vinyl. It looks like leather, but it is a vinyl. It's a marine grade vinyl, which means it's very durable in the elements. It's really nice. From the eyes, like just looking at it, it does very much look like leather, and it actually feels very similar to leather. It's quite smooth, it's quite soft, but it does give you extra protection. We fit it on a lot of our Signature Series vehicles, especially open top vehicles like this. You don't want to have to worry about leaving the vehicle out for a few minutes if there is a light shower. You do have some of the other chrome elements inside. Your door handle release is chrome like on the outside, as well as your window regulator, and they are fully electric. They are not manual. They look like the old school OEM window regulator, but of course, they are electric, which is really nice. You have speaker pods in this door panel as well. Focal speaker system, we'll talk more around that in a second. But overall, just very clean look, very OE style, again, in theme with this vehicle. Getting inside the truck is really easy because I have the powered side steps. I'll show you how those operate. There's a little switch here hidden, and when the door shuts, they fold away, so they don't ruin the look of the vehicle as you're driving. And then when you get out, open the door, they pop down. These vehicles are deceptively tall, so it makes it easy to get in and out of the vehicle. A really nice feature that we fit as standard on all of our 4x4 trucks. Sitting in the seating position of the vehicle is very, very comfortable. I do have adjustability. I can move forward and backward with this seat. I can adjust the backrest and the headrest, and also I can adjust the steering column. Steering wheel on this one is the Ford style steering wheel, so it does have Ford emblem in the middle. It does have the chrome spoke design and the wooden surround. Very nice to hold, feels cool, but also looks very classic, looks like it was meant to be here, which is really nice. For instrument cluster on this vehicle, Dakota Digital dash. Basically what this is a classic looking but modern electronic instrument cluster with an extra feature, which is just this little screen here. So if I turn on the ignition, you'll see the Velocity V appears, and then there's some extra information that will appear on the screen. Right now we've got it on the setting that shows your current gear and your live miles per hour, which is really nice when you're driving a vehicle like this. Vehicle can go fast, this truck is fast, but sometimes with the old school look of that instrument cluster, it's not so easy to see how fast you're going, and those numbers being in your face, they help moderate the speed, which you have to do a little bit in one of these vehicles. Going through this interior in a little bit more detail then, I mentioned earlier the classic stitching. That's this pattern in the backrest and also in the bottom of the seat. It's a very, very classic look, just very clean, not too detailed, just really, really nice and simple. It doesn't kind of overcomplicate the seat. The seats are very comfortable. You do have side bolster support as well, and at the bottom too. So really, really comfortable place to be. For functionality, Tuffy box in the middle. This is locked down to the bottom of the vehicle, and it is lockable by a key. So you can shut this and it gives you a nice secure place to put all your valuables. So if you're going to the beach, going to town, you want to leave stuff in the truck, obviously there's no top, so you need somewhere safe to put them, and that's what this Tuffy box is for. At the front of the Tuffy box, you do have phone charging ports. So you have a USB 3 and a USB-C, so all of the devices you can charge from there. A little slot to hold your phone as well there if you're charging too. Two drinks holders, which are nice. They're simple, not overcomplicated. They just fit the bill. And then for under our, well, I was about to say gear sticks, but that's a common misconception. These are actually for your transfer case. These are your transfer case levers. They're topped with a nice black billet toppers, as well as the shift boot has been finished in that black vinyl as well. Other features in this truck, you do have brand new vintage air AC, which is a modern replacement AC system for a classic vehicle like this. It's controlled with these three knobs, one to control the direction, one control the speed, and one to control the temperature. And these AC systems, they're simple, but they're very effective. Again, even in an open top vehicle like this, they do keep you cold. When those vents are blowing cold air at you, it does make a massive difference in the sun, driving in the heat, which is what you're going to want to do in a Bronco like this. For audio in this vehicle, we have a full Focal speaker system, and that's hooked up to a single DIN infotainment system. Basically, very simple. It's a radio in there. It can have Sirius XM and all that good stuff, as well as hook your phone. Bluetooth option can go in there too. If you're somebody that's a bit more technological and you do want Apple CarPlay and a touchscreen there, that is something that we can retrofit on this vehicle. So if you wanted to buy this one, but upgrade to the touchscreen with a backup camera and all that good stuff, just ask somebody, we can do that for you, no problem. But as it sits, very easy to connect to, Bluetooth, great speaker system by the guys at Focal, tuned specifically for our Broncos, really, really nice. Dash pad's been finished in that black vinyl as well above that. And then just looking up a second, you can see the bikini bikini top here. This is a really nice custom made top, very taut. It helps stop that wind noise, the flapping about when you are at speed. Some of those aftermarket soft top bikini tops that you can get, they flap a lot, they don't seal down correctly because we make each one of these to each roll cage, which is in turn built to each vehicle. It ensures perfect fitment. One final thing is, how do you operate the vehicle? How do you get it started? Well, you've got a light switch here, which is like super satisfying to use. That's really old school, as well as your wash wipe there. So those two knobs, and then no push button start in this one. Put your foot on the brake, turn the ignition on, hold it till it turns over, makes a really nice noise straight away. Let's go and talk about the driveline. So we've talked about the aesthetic options on this vehicle. Let's now talk through the technical options, things like the drivetrain and the chassis. We'll start with the engine. This is a 4th generation Coyote V8 producing around 460 horsepower. So the latest of Ford's Coyote crate engine offerings, and it is a brand new crate engine. So it hasn't come out of another vehicle or another project. It was bought from Ford directly for this installation, which is really nice. It has tons of power, like I mentioned, 460 horses, 0 to 60 in about 4.5 seconds. So plenty of pace and speed and capability to go well over 70, 80 miles an hour on the highway. Don't ask me how I know that, we just know, haha. However, it's also very easy to service and maintain. So because it's a modern engine, you don't have to take it to any sort of a specialist shop or anything like that. In fact, any Ford dealer can service this engine. They'll be used to servicing it because it's what's in the latest generation of F-150 and Mustang and things like that. Any real V8 truck from Ford with a couple of obviously high power variations typically will come with an engine like this. So very easy to maintain and service. Behind this engine is a 10-speed automatic, the 10R80. We fit it in almost all of our Ford vehicles unless somebody requests a manual. And the 10R80 is a really good transmission. It's got 10 gears, it's lightning quick. It means that when you're on the highway, you're not hitting the rev limiter when you're at speed. You've got lots of room to work with, just all round a really good transmission. Also very good for when you're not at speed too. If you're driving around town, if you're just going to pick up some groceries or some ice cream, you're not trying to go crazy with the truck. It is good at lower speeds as well, that 10 speed. It's just nice to drive around in, very, very smooth. For stopping power in this one and all Velocity Broncos, we have a Hydro boosted Willwood disc brake system. So modern style braking in this vehicle, disc brakes all round, really, really nice. They make this thing stop as quickly as it will go, which is important. Underside of this vehicle, we do have the original Bronco chassis that's been restored by our craftsman here. So it does have the original frame underneath it, but of course we haven't left it original. We have done a full inspection on it. We've done all of the structural integrity checks that we need to do, repaired where we need to basically prepare it as if it were new. The good thing about using an original chassis on a vehicle like this is some states are a little bit more particular around what chassis you can have underneath a vehicle. This chassis means it can go anywhere in the mainland US and Hawaii as well if it wanted to. So you've got that flexibility too if you're looking at this and in one of those states where it's a little bit stricter. That chassis coupled with our Bilstein suspension system gives you a really nice driving feel. Very smooth and stable at speeds, good in the corners, sway bars to eliminate a lot of that body roll that was present on the original Broncos, especially when you start putting this sort of an engine in them. So really easy to drive all round. Overall, basically what you're looking at is a fully modernized vehicle. So in terms of its performance, its maintenance, its technology underneath, for want of a couple of different things, it is like a new vehicle. I really love this Ford Shadow Black paint. The more I've looked at it, the more I kind of in person realize that it is different to obviously a Santorini black or more of a normal piano black that we do. They say that it does have this slight blue pearl underneath it, and I think I'm starting to see it. It's just a tiny little bit off black, but it looks great, and this one is available for sale immediately. It is the only one of its kind, actually, the first time we've done Ford Shadow Black on a Velocity Bronco, so it is very unique, and it's available to drive home today. It does qualify for our financing, and it does come with a full 2-year bumper-to-bumper warranty as well. All of that information is on our website, the link is in the description, and of course, if you've got any questions, feel free to leave us a comment or go on the site, pick up the phone, give us a call on the number there. My name's Tom, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.